Hey everyone, Wiggles here. In this video, I'll show you all the different ways that you can get started playing World of Warcraft on your controller. Playing WoW on controller is really fun. Even though you are a little bit limited with how many spells you can use due to the controller's keybinds, it still makes for a really fun and engaging way to play the game. So let's just get right into it, shall we? So the first method is simply by going into World of Warcraft, whichever flavor you're playing, and just simply typing this command in chat. So you type /console space game pad enable space 1. And now any controller connected to your PC or your Mac should be able to work. So here you can see my controller is currently moving them. You can use the right stick to look around. And quickly, just to see your key bindings, go into your options. You can go down to the key bindings menu. And once you open one of these categories, it'll show you all the different commands that you can use on your controller to get that specific key binding. So you can go in here and really get nitty gritty in changing all these entirely. And for the most part, as you can see, a lot of these are combos. So like left trigger and right bumper together. So you can do a lot of that kind of stuff. Obviously, using controller is way more limited for features like chat, but playing on controller is just a completely different experience. It would be more like casual playing on a controller, but it just allows you to play the game in many different ways, which is super fun. So two things to note with this method is if you have a lot of add-ons on, you'll get a notice in your chat logs saying that it didn't work because of some kind of interference with an add-on. So one thing you can do there is just go into your add-on menu and then just turn off all the add-ons and then reload your UI. But if you really want to keep those add-ons that are interfering with this method, you can go into the next method, which is by getting an actual add-on that will do this for you. So before I move on to that next method, I should show you how to undo what I just showed you to do. In case you ever have a controller you don't want to connect to World of Warcraft, all you have to do is press enter, same command /console, gamepad enable, and then instead of 1, you do 0. And then now my gamepad doesn't work. So yeah, let's move on to the add-on method. First off, I'd highly recommend you download something like CurseForge and install that just because it makes downloading all these add-ons way easier. And once you're in CurseForge, make sure that you're selecting on World of Warcraft and then go to the flavor of WoW that you're looking for. In this case, I'm downloading it for Cataclysm Classic, but I'll also get it for all the other versions. And then look up the add-on console port. You'll find this in all the different flavors of WoW, but people seem to love this add-on. So go ahead and install and then go into your game and close it. And this is what you see when you first get in with your console port add-on. One thing to note, it doesn't have a switch functionality, but I know for a fact, using the console command that I showed you before, you can definitely use a Switch controller doing that way. So yeah, in this case, I have an Xbox controller, and then it takes you through the setup process where you can put in some customizations. And this add-on definitely makes it way easier to just visualize your skills, because back in the other example I showed you, you really have to go into each keybind to really know what you're doing. And in this add-on, you're able to change the bindings through the add-on as well, through this like top little tab. And there's all these things for settings as well and interface and stuff like that. Yeah, so as you can see, after getting this add-on, it's changed my UI entirely. And if I want to play with this add-on without this UI on top, go into settings, and it even changes this part of the game. Go into add-ons, and then here you can just turn off the action bar. So yeah, go in and play with this. This is a great add-on if you ever play with controller. Definitely recommend this. If you're looking for the lightweight way to do this, definitely do the first method. That way you're not installing any add-ons on top of the game. And lastly, if you don't want to install CurseForge entirely, I'll give you the link in the description down below for the actual page URL of this add-on. The add-on's called Console Port, and all you have to do is select the flavor of WoW that you're playing, make sure it's the latest version, download that, unzip that file, so extract the file, and get those files, put those like 4 files or 5 folders of files into the World of Warcraft game. By doing this, it's super easy. You just go into the menu for Battle.net, go into options, go show and explore, and then here you have classic era, classic, and retail. In this case, I'll add it to retail, go into interface, and then go into add-ons. And here's where you can copy and paste those console port folders into this menu, and then they'll show up as add-ons. So this isn't really a video on how to do that. I just figured I'd quickly explain that if anybody's stuck there. But yeah, reopen World of Warcraft and it should be there. Now that you have the support going, we have to make sure that your controller is actually connected to your PC or your Mac. You can simply do this by like plugging it in via a cord, and that definitely works. But the other and the easier way to do this is by going into your Bluetooth settings and adding in a controller that way. To do this, do add device, and then do Bluetooth device, and it'll be an everything else device if the Xbox controller has an Xbox wireless adapter. But for the most part, it's going to be a Bluetooth controller. And then when you're in that menu, hold down the syncing button on the controller. The PS5 controller and the Switch controller all have this as well. Hold that, make sure like it's showing the prompt that it's working, and then you'll find the device in this little section here. If for whatever reason it shows up in this list and it doesn't work, I've had that many times with Bluetooth controllers, all you have to really do is just remove the device and then re-add it, and it should work. There you go. Once you get connected and reopen WoW, the controller should be working. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please give it a like so YouTube will show it to more people like yourself, and please subscribe to my channel to see more great WoW tutorials just like this. I'd really appreciate it. Every comment, every like, every sub goes a long way, and I'm trying to grow this channel, so it'd mean a ton. Have a great day, everyone. Cheers.